know life can be pretty unfair sometimes, and you know, for some people, well, they just seem to have worse luck than others. That's definitely the case for the family we're about to meet. They are having a very tough time of it lately, but they're strong, they're pushing on, so we're here to give them a little hand with a brand new kitchen. Meet Peter and Joe and their kids, Georgia and Jonathan. Peter is a real hero of the community, saving lives as a paramedic. But right now, he's got a battle of his own to fight against cancer. So you guys moved into this place, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, a little over 2 years ago. And one of the first orders of business we thought at the time was to upgrade and renovate the kitchen. Then, we were here a little over 6 months, and unfortunately I got the cancer diagnosis, which put this kitchen on the back burner and had us have to reevaluate and rethink our priorities and, you know, what's more important.
Joe tells me you're the cook for the family. Is that right? Is this a new discovery?
Oh, no, I don't mind getting in the kitchen from time to time.
Any specialties we should know about?
I do a pretty good curry sausages. I do a pretty good spaghetti bolognese. And
tempting. What was your vision for this space?
Bit better laid out somehow and a bit more sort of storage space.
Yes.
We've always thought that this space here was always a little bit wasted because we never used it as a breakfast bar. We were always thinking with our plans that we would probably get rid of that and extend it.
I think it's a great idea because it's very long and everything's happening in here, and you've actually got quite a long room to play with.
That's right, there's potential for it. That's what we always thought of.
But I think in terms of what we can actually do in here, it's just going to make such a difference to the quality of life. You know, each day, just having that nice space to be in, it's just one less thing to think about. Seeing as you're such a handyman around the house, I think you should go and take care of Jonathan.
Right,
Little man needs to run, and let's get it out and we can make this happen.
All right.
Dory, you have to go.
Yeah, she
sadly.
has to go.
Bye. I'm struggling with this gate, Joe. I think it's going to have to go.
Yes, I think so.
Way.
Good job. Wow.
What was that, Joe?
Things that have been hiding up the top away from children have all come crashing down.
What am I going to hit? Well, there you go. That's all hard work done. Kitchen removal 101.
Yep, done.
Happy?
Yes, it's already looking so much more open.
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I was going for. Open plan.
Beautiful.
But you do want some cupboards, right?
Yes, please.
We better go shop for them.
Sounds great.
All right, so we don't need to worry about cabinets. I'm all sorted there. What I do need is your advice on the pretty bits. I want to know exactly how you want this kitchen to look.
Okay.
A great place to start, cabinet doors. The world's your oyster. Take a look.
I quite like timbers.
Okay, so colours are out.
I'd say so, yeah.
Well, you do have the timber floor to work with. You've kind of got that oaky sort of flooring. I'd suggest you try and kind of match the floor. Something along these lines I think would work really well for you. It's nice and warm, and it will actually open up the space and give the illusion of more space, which is what we want.
It is what we want.
Okay. Now, bench tops, got a bit of a surprise. What do you think about stone?
I love stone.
All the way around, like waterfall ends and everything. The
Really?
whole kitchen.
Oh, thank you.
Now we just got to choose.
Yeah, I find that looks nice and crisp to me.
There's no right or wrong here. It's just what your preference is.
Yes, I do like the crisp white.
Okay.
The yogurt, I think it's called.
Very clean, very hygienic. Happy?
Love it.
Stone bench tops. Woohoo! Jackpot.
So exciting.
Well, I think we've done well with the cabinet doors and bench tops. We've played it safe, but I do think for the splashback, we could afford to go a little further, a bit more fashion, a bit more edgy.
Okay.
What do you think?
Wow.
It is wow. I'm glad you said wow. This is what everyone's going for nowadays. They're adding the fashion element to an otherwise plain kitchen with the splashback. This will be the focal point between all of those cabinets. It's going to lift it.
I agree.
All right, so we're nearly there. The last thing, appliances. Now, I know safety is a really big thing for you and Peter, so I think this is where we can tick all of those boxes.
Right.
How do you feel about induction cooking?
Well, I don't know much about it.
Okay, well, I think it's pretty simple generally. You just need the right set of saucepans, and the minute that saucepan comes into contact with the cooktop, heats up really fast. The minute you take it away, it cools down fast, so it makes a lot of sense.
That's great.
It is good too, and this one also has a safety switch. So the hard work from you is done.
Oh, okay.
I've just got to get back to Joe and Peter's place now and get this kitchen built. Do-it-yourself kitchen? Sounds too hard, I hear. So, well, if you can build a box, essentially, I reckon you can build your own kitchen. Now, when you go down to the hardware, you can actually buy your base cabinets and your wall cabinets in simple packs like this. They come in all different sizes, so you can tailor the cabinets to suit your space. Now, this is a 300 base cabinet. It's probably one of the easiest ones to actually build yourself. Little piece to brace it. So you can pretty much build cabinets to suit your needs. And once they're done, with the feet on, you just take them inside and fit out your kitchen. With all the cabinets in place, height is the next thing. Simply adjust the legs to get your desired bench height. It's typically about 900mm. This is always a dilemma for me. The kids' height chart drawn on the walls I want to paint. So I want to preserve this forever, so I'm just going to cover it over, just with some safe release tape. That way I can paint around it. And they can always have those precious memories. Now for the rest of the kitchen, I've got a few things going on. I've got the old painted finish, I've got bare plasterboard and also raw filler. So to level it out, I'm just using one-step undercoat primer. Then for the top coat, I'm using Peplum Half Strength. It's a really beautiful, crisp, fresh white. You see this all the time in kitchens. This space above the cabinets, often dead space, and it usually becomes a grease and dust trap. The way to take care of it so you never have to dust ever again is to build yourself a bulkhead. The great thing about this idea is you can actually build it in a kitchen you already have. It doesn't have to be a new build. To make it look like it's custom built, you need to make up a template. Now you can do this in the shape of your cornice, which runs around the edge. That gives you a really good line to cut to. I'm using MDF and I've had it cut to length, this short one being the depth of the upper cabinets. I'm using my template just to mark it up. Then with a jigsaw, I can easily shape it. The only thing I do need to do now is give the whole lot a coat of primer. If you're wondering how this stays in place, it's a bit tricky really. There's a little batten here which gets fixed from the underside of the cabinet. It's nice and strong, you'll never know it's there. Oh, and by the way, when you do finally paint this, what I would choose to paint it in is the wall colour rather than the ceiling white. Now for the gap under the cupboards, and this is where kickboards come into play. You can buy these standard off the shelf, usually in different colours. You can get black, silver. I've gone for white to complement our cupboards. Now when you install them, make sure they go in the right way. It's really important. You'll notice that the underside is actually finished, and that's so that when you mop the floor, the water doesn't go in underneath and swell the MDF. Now, when you pop it in under the cupboards, you'll see that it'll only go back so far. That's because it's pressing hard against the leg of the cupboard. You'll see it's got that flat side. That ensures it's even all the way along. Then all you have to do is just screw it off. Since Peter's illness, he's had a lot more time on his hands and he's actually discovered cooking as a way to relax. It's also great for the family. He mentioned he loves curried sausages, so I'd say he's a bit of a fan of spices. So what I'm making here is a spice rack. I've had some pine cut to length, and for about $15 worth of timber, you can do something like this in your kitchen too. So I've pre-drilled the holes along the batten. Next is some PVA glue, all the way along, not too much. Then it's on with the batten, and then just screw it off. Now do the same 3 times over, then you can link these together. Well, that's the build done, not much to it really. It's kind of like making a little set of stairs. I love the grain, so I'm just going over it with a spray polyurethane varnish. Well, that's it done. So just how does it work? Well, you'll have to sit tight because a little later in the show, Joe and Peter's kitchen will all come together. The experts are here to install the new stone bench tops. With a Beautiful benches in, of course, the next step is to install these splashbacks. What I like about these is they give you the look of glass, which is, let's face it, what everyone's after. But it's a DIY option. You can cut these to size yourself just with a very simple jigsaw, and just with some double-sided tape and some Contact Builders construction adhesive, you can stick it into place. Beautifully smooth, no grout lines, so it's going to be very easy to clean. What I like about this most, it's unusual, just a little bit different. Great if you're after a real style statement. There's no doubt about it, everyone these days is choosing drawers in kitchens over cupboards. And in terms of fashion, well, I'm loving this timber look that Jo has chosen. It goes beautifully with the crisp white bench tops. And look at that, it almost matches the floor perfectly. Get yourself one of these, it's a handle template. So all you need to do is choose your handle, and you can see the holes are exactly where they need to be. So just mark off the centre of each drawer, line up the template and drill away. With the drawers in, it's now time to put the cabinet doors on. And to almost complete Jo and Peter's kitchen, some shiny new appliances. That's not helpful, is it? That's it. Remember the spice rack we made? Well, let me show you how it works. I've made it to the exact dimensions of the inside of this drawer, and then you simply lay the spices all in nice, neat rows. This is going to be so great for Peter. He loves his cooking. Grab out what he needs. Away it goes, neat and tidy. Well, I think it's scrubbed up really well. Let's see what Jo and Pete think.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. I'm blown away. Amazing.
It's so much bigger.
Wow.
It is.
Look at all the space. My gosh.
Look at this.
Look at it.
Look at the spice
Jonathan
rack.
said
Look at this.
gorgeous.
How good's this?
Jonathan said it's gorgeous. You've got good taste.
Now we can find our spices.
Yes, indeed. Without them falling out everywhere.
How does this make you feel? Is this a big relief?
Yeah, huge. Huge financially, but just to have it done now, rather than something that we had to maybe look at in 12 months or so.
Yeah.
Just a big weight off my shoulders, and
That's good.
Yeah.
It's something you don't need to be
I lost
worrying
for
about
words.
at
I
the moment.
can't thank you guys enough. And
It's so good. You've got a long way to go, but oh my gosh, you're looking amazing. You've got colour in your cheeks. I think the kitchen's done that. So how are the doctors? Are they happy with your progress?
from where we started, almost 2 years ago, yeah, very happy so far, even though it's still a serious condition and illness. I've ticked all the boxes and met all the milestones along the way, so we're not out of the woods, but I'd like to use the analogy, we can probably see the clearing.
You've got a beautiful family, you've got a great attitude.
Yeah.
In terms of the kitchen, we can tick that one off the list as well, because it's done.
you guys.
Sure
Thank
can.
you. It's
Thanks, it's
fantastic.
amazing.
It's beautiful.
What do you think, Jonna?
It's a good kitchen.